Hello, everyone, and welcome to West End Best Friend. Today, we've got some very special guests from the UK tour cast of Bat Out of Hell. Here they are to introduce themselves.
I'm Rob Fowler, hi, and I play Falco in Bat Out of Hell.
I'm Sharon Sexton, and I play the role of Sloane in Bat Out of Hell.
Hello, welcome to West End Best Friend. It's great to have you here. You're currently in Birmingham right now, and you've got loads of dates all the way through until November across the UK. It's exciting, right?
Very exciting. Yeah. It's always exciting to meet new audiences in different cities.
Yeah. So what can you tell us about Bat Out of Hell for people that maybe haven't seen the show while it was in London or have yet to see it on tour? What have they got to look forward to?
I would say get your tickets.
Of course.
It is nothing you've ever seen before. Bat Out of Hell is, I think, so much more relevant now than it was when it came out even a couple of years ago when it first debuted, because it's so about society trying to figure out how they deal with each other after this crazy incident that has happened in the world. So just kind of like what we've all been through in the past kind of 2 years. God, 2 years. But yeah, it's that kind of, we play the parents in the piece. So we have a lovely daughter, Raven, who's just coming of age on the cusp of 18, and she sees what's going on in the world and she wants to be part of it and she wants to rebel, and there's this power struggle between the youth and the authority, and it's full of passion and fire and everybody trying to communicate again, but set to the most rocking, fun, electric soundtrack ever. So yeah, it's such a cool piece, and it's such a, Rob always says it's such a night of escapism, and it really, really is. It's a really good night out.
I always say if you book a ticket for Bat Out of Hell, you've just booked a ticket for the most exhilarating roller coaster ride. And it will take you on a journey you didn't expect, and it will take you on a journey where at the end it leaves you breathless, but it leaves you wanting to buy another ticket to get on the ride again.
Yeah, it's incredibly exciting. And as you mentioned, it's got some incredible music, thanks to Jim Steinman. And this tour is in his memory, isn't it? And to Meatloaf as well. Has that, because you guys were in the first ever production of it, let's not forget, were you? So
yeah, that's right.
With the music being pre-existing, would you say that's made it easier or more difficult to make your own interpretation of these incredible songs?
In some ways, it's kind of, because the songs are so iconic, there was that kind of pressure initially. Because the people, well, that was one thing that myself and Rob, well, certainly me anyway, I wasn't expecting with this show, the level of fandom and passion for the music that came with it.
Right.
This is an album that people have grown up with, that they are so passionate about. So there was definitely, I found this sense in the first shows of like, this is so precious to people, we want to do it justice. But we were so lucky that we worked with a creative team that moved the keys around to suit us and helped us take some of the solos and turn it into duets and stuff. I think the one I felt the most pressure on was Paradise by Dashboard Light, because I mean, it's iconic.
I mean, if you Google it, it's one of the most
sensational, isn't it?
Sung karaoke songs in the world.
Yeah.
So that must mean that, you know, a good a percentage of the population know that song.
Or how to go.
Or how to go at it.
They've got their own versions, haven't they?
Exactly. And luckily for us, we didn't know what to expect when we opened half a decade ago, 5 years ago.
Yeah.
In 2017. But it's either going to be bombastic or people are going to go, no, thank you. And they basically embraced it, and they became this new entity of fandom. I always say it's where all the cool misfits meet, is in the Bat Out of Hell kind of fan pages or on social media. There's such a great tight knit.
No, it's great, and it's great that you mentioned as well the community that has formed thanks to the albums and now this show. It's got such a dedicated fan base, hasn't it? And it's great that people can have this now, and it's back. It's back thanks to you guys and you working hard to put on this show. They can go and see a show with other people, and that must be brilliant, mustn't it? It must make a brilliant atmosphere.
It is, and to repeat what we said on the opening night, it's basically, we're so grateful for the audiences. We're so grateful for them having courage to come and support live theatre, because, you know, live theatre needs everybody more than it's ever needed anybody.
Of course.
So we're hugely grateful for that community to keep spreading the word, keep telling a friend, telling a neighbour, putting it on social media, like people like yourselves promoting our show and live theatre.
It is fantastic, and it's great to see that audiences are still coming to theatres. They're wearing their masks, they're getting boosted, vaccinated, and they are still coming, and that's great. So to everyone watching that's going to see a show, thank you very much. So now you're back, of course, but as you said, you opened this show in the first performance of it, like 5 years ago or something now. How did you first become involved with this show? And it's become a massive part of your lives, hasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. I was actually in another show and the casting came out for Bat Out of Hell and I wasn't able to audition. And I read the breakdown and went, I want to do that so badly.
Yeah.
And then the show I was in closed prematurely, and I was like, it was Billy Elliot in town, and it ended, and I was like, oh, okay. And there might be opportunity, to see if that's still floating around. And that character of Sloane came out as a casting again, and it was the only role that they hadn't cast. So I was like, right, this is fate. So I went in, I did it, and I left, and I was like, that's me. I love this part. I love this music. My voice can sing it. The script is so wacky and quirky. I've tried to make it as funny as I can. Right, this is mine. And then my agent rang me, and I was like, if I don't have a call back for this, that's it. I'm giving up because I'm so right for it.
Really?
He was like, Babe, I think you already have it. I was like, what? So yeah, it was amazing.
Brilliant, fantastic. And then from there, as you've said, it's just such a roller coaster through each
then
show.
The real work started.
Yeah, and then friends who were working in the tech department, one of my best friends who's a sound engineer, and she was like, I'm after getting an offer to possibly come and work on Bat Out of Hell. What are we thinking? And I'm like, do you know what? It is either going to be this awful thing that no one talks about that will happen for a week, or it's going to be incredible. There's no in between with this show. And thankfully, it's the latter.
5 years later.
Success. We're here talking about the UK tour. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
so you guys have mentioned the names of your characters. Could you tell us a little bit more about who you're playing and what your role in the show is? Because
it's strange to describe.
It's a bit more dimensional than just the villain.
But it's strange.
Course,
they are the villains, not the police. That's how it was originally written as well. And there was a lot of kind of imagery and stuff at the beginning and rehearsals, like there was poison apples, there was the wicked stepmom kind of stuff for Sloane.
Right.
That's kind of where it started from.
So we fought really hard for
everything.
Who Needs the Young? We fought so much to make that into more, with the director of course and Jim Steinman in the room, to get it into more of that next to normal family, that dysfunctional family that, okay, on the front they're the villains, but when you go behind closed doors, you've got these parents who are trying to save their child. And
we had to understand them too, It's really hard to just go, right, you're a baddie, because you can't play a character that you're judging. If you don't like them, it's very hard to play them.
I think a lot with when you're originating roles and stuff, you do bring a lot of your CV with you. And I just finished playing Dan Goodman in Next to Normal. And what I loved about that piece was a lot of it was set in the living room area. And a lot of stuff that happened outside, whether it was going to see therapists or going to meet somebody on the sly or having affairs or this for the children and stuff, a lot of it was established in front of the couch and the kitchen table. Yeah, and it was about making it familiar that people can relate to you quickly and say, do you know what? Yeah, I know I'm going off book now, off topic, but this character, Diana, in Next to Normal, for instance, is bipolar. But what about the husband? And it's the same with Falco and Sloane. Falco is the villain, but what about Sloane? What is she? Yeah. Is she, and why are they so protective over their daughter?
I would do